Yo guys, so I thought I'd do another video and share my full story, unfiltered, uncut, on my journey in copywriting, completely from the start to now. So the goal of this video is to inspire people, to help beginners get motivated, to give you guys a little bit of light underneath your chair or underneath your ass to do something. And yeah, hopefully it resonates with you. If you've got any comments, please let me know below. And there is also links in the description below to useful stuff. So where did copywriting all start for me? Well, if I rewind the clocks, I used to be a joiner. So I used to work on a construction site and hated it. Like, I worked on a construction site, hated the building site banter, got an apprenticeship as a joiner, a woodworker, because my mum and dad told me, oh, it'd be great to have a skill that you can fall back on, a high value skill, just in case everything else goes tits up in your life, you've always got joinery to fall back on. So I was like, yeah, great, cool, do that. So I spent 2 years doing this stupid apprenticeship, which I hated every minute of it, just to get this poncy certificate that said I could do woodwork. And to be honest with you, I do like working with wood, I still do. Done many different camper conversions and all sorts of stuff like that. But working on a building site, not for me. Like, I didn't like that at all. Didn't like the building site banter, just was not for me. I love the physical side of stuff, but it was not for me. Not the way I could see my life playing out. And I couldn't bear the thought of being a joiner for like 30, 40, 50 years of my life and then retiring. Like, it just was not something I was passionate about. So as soon as I got my apprenticeship, I left promptly. And it was so funny speaking to my boss at the time. I was like, look, I'm leaving to go and pursue my dream of becoming a mountain biker professionally. And he was like baffled. He was like, you are stupid. Why are you doing that? You'll never make it. I'm like, okay, thanks, cool, whatever. As years have progressed, obviously, like this other channel of mine, which seems to have done quite well from professional mountain biking. So anyway, that's another video from the story. So I left the building site trade. And because I was really passionate about training and physical fitness for mountain biking, I decided, you know what? Let's learn to become a personal trainer. So went down that rabbit hole, bought all the books on personal training, got a job in a local gym, was loving it, moved gyms to an independent gym where I had to get my own clients. So I wasn't being fed clients. I had to literally get clients in the world and bring them to the gym. And to start with, I was just doing what every other personal trainer in the gym was doing. I was speaking to people on the gym floor, I was sending out flyers, I was doing whatever I thought was the thing to do. And it worked to an extent, but didn't really have the knowledge, the correct knowledge as to what I was doing. I was just throwing spaghetti against the wall and seeing what stuck, basically. And some stuff did work, but it wasn't predictable, it wasn't proven, whatever. So then I, started learning more about marketing and sales and stuff like that. And I joined this online group called Lift the Bar. And it was an online fitness community for personal trainers and fitness business owners who wanted to learn how to grow all the different aspects of their business. So this was really useful. And amongst meeting loads of cool people and growing my network, I watched the training in there on copywriting. And I'd never heard of the word copywriting before. For me, the word copywriting or copyright was something to do with like the legal side of things, which is what a lot of people seem to think it is. It's got nothing to do with that. And I watched this video on copywriting and I was instantly hooked. Like, literally within minutes of this guy talking about how much he was earning, the lifestyle he was living, and what he built for himself, I was like, holy shit, this is exactly what I need in my life. But I didn't just jump ship straight away. I actually just used the principles of copywriting that he was teaching and used them persuasively to get clients for my personal training business. So that worked really well. And it got to the point where I was like at capacity. I was working with clients like for 12, 13, 14 hours a day, which is not ideal. But I thought I succeeded. I was hustling, I was working, didn't really have any time, but I was making loads of money. Well, not loads of money. I was making decent money, put it that way. But I had no time to spend the money I was earning, so it was useless. And then I kind of like fell out of love completely with personal training and training other people, but love training myself. So completely just jacked that in. And I actually started helping personal trainers get clients through copywriting. So this was like my first step, my first foot in the water, or toe in the water, for getting paid clients for copywriting. So I was writing sales pages for personal trainers. I was helping them write different types of marketing pieces to help them get clients, emails, sales pages, helping them sell their programs, all sorts of stuff. And I was making little bits of money here and there, and it was turning into a nice little side income until I moved away completely from copywriting and started working with an online education business that taught people how to start and grow a business on Amazon. So I was doing primarily email copywriting for them, which was really cool. I really enjoyed writing emails because I did something called ghostwriting. And ghostwriting is essentially where you're pretending to be someone else. So I was writing these emails in the voice and tone of the person who owned the business, right? And it took me a while to learn this style and voice, but over time you can see how valuable that would be for the business owner, right? And ghostwriting it with emails is super valuable. So yeah, I was writing emails about selling products on Amazon. And when I first started, had absolutely no idea what e-commerce was at all, right? So what I then did was I started my own Amazon business to learn what the hurdles and challenges were that my potential clients might be facing, because that's one of the key things with copywriting. You need to understand the desires, the problem, the challenges that your target audience is facing, because then you can talk about it in your copy, right? It's so powerful and such a big key thing to understand. So by doing that, I learned all about all these challenges and problems, and then that made my email copywriting way better because I could speak directly to problems that people were actually having rather than having to guess. So that's another key thing I learned. And throughout this time, I literally would spend so much time, one, learning copywriting. So like learning the actual craft of copywriting, like learn from some of the big dogs in the game, some of the really old OGs in copywriting that are no longer around. Like David Ogilvy was one of them, Eugene Schwartz, Russell Brunson, he's still around obviously, and just devoured every book, course and thing that these people had. Put quite a lot of money of my own into courses and mentors just to try and accelerate my path to becoming a better writer. And then, I started learning also about how to sell myself better. So how to sell myself to other businesses and create like an irresistible offer. So if you want to learn how to create an irresistible offer, this book wasn't out when I was copywriting, but Alex Hormozy has a really good chain of books called $100 Million Offers and $100 Million Leads. Those two books alone are the best business books I've ever read, because having a valuable offer for someone is super important. Like you can't just sell every aspect of copywriting to everyone, because then you're literally selling nothing to no one. So we want to get a little bit specific in an offer that we have, and then we can target specific groups of people. So for me, I primarily worked as an email copywriter for online education businesses and creators. That was kind of like my little niche, which is not little at all, it's massive. But you could decide to do copywriting for the sports and fitness niche. You could do it for personal trainers. You could do it for literally anything. In the finance niche, whatever you choose. I do think it does help to have some sort of a focus. But again, copywriting is copywriting. So if you learn the principles of copywriting, you can apply it to email, sales pages, landing pages, anything. It's all really valuable, especially now we live in an age where content and social media and information is like the currency, and it's where the attention is. We just need to learn how to tap into that attention and divert it towards what we are offering. So from there, I kind of had a key, 3 or 4 clients, right? And by no means did I make a metric piss ton of money when I was copywriting. I made enough money in a lean way to support my lifestyle and give me exactly what I wanted. I would constantly check in with myself and ask myself, what is my target monthly income, right? And am I on track to that? Am I anywhere near it? Have I already achieved it? So this is a concept I learned from Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Workweek, and he has some exercise in his book, which I think is a very good book to read for anyone, about setting your target monthly incomes and understanding how much you actually need to earn to live the dream lifestyle you want. Because a lot of people seem to think they have to wait till retirement of 60 years old to achieve whatever they want. Whereas Tim Ferriss is like, no, you can literally achieve all this right now. You just have to have these goals and know how much you need to achieve every month. So I learned a lot from him, and I reached that number pretty quickly with a few clients in copywriting. Obviously that number has changed now because, goals and dreams shift around and stuff. But at the time All I wanted to do was ride my mountain bike around the world and have enough time and flexibility to do that. And copywriting in this lean way enabled me to do that. So just to give you an example, at my peak in copywriting, with the freelance clients I was working with, I was up to between about £8,000 and £11,000 a month, right? I was working quite hard some days, some months even, but at the same time, I had this really good lifestyle balance. Now, a lot of people will hear that number and think, well, that's not very much money. You could scale that with this and that. And yeah, sure, I could scale it. I could start bringing in different copywriters. I could start building a digital product out and selling that. But at the time, I didn't want to. I also didn't have the know-how how to do that. I just wanted to have this lean little copywriting business that paid my bills and enabled me to do what I wanted. That was it. So that's what I did. I kept it really lean. And I'm just trying to be super honest with you guys and transparent, because I know there's a lot of people on YouTube that spout some big numbers around. And as a beginner, if you're watching this, or even intermediate writer, you may not be at that level yet. You may just be at the starting blocks looking for a roadmap to get you out the starting gates to get your first few clients. Useful links in the description below for that. But yeah, these big numbers are all possible, but I'm not sat here in my mansion, an apartment overlooking the Palm in Dubai, telling you about my ClickFunnels award, even though I've got some award there for something else. This has been my journey, and I'm just being completely honest with you guys. Copywriting was the thing for me that took me out of the 9-to-5 world and helped me get the time, income, and flexibility I wanted, essentially. And all I'm doing on this channel is just sharing what's worked for me and what hasn't worked. So you guys can, if you want to, you can follow my footsteps, or you can learn from me, or take valuable insights and go and apply it to what you're doing. Doesn't bother me. Yeah, that's what this channel is all about. And I hope this video was useful for you. That was kind of like my raw story, if you like, of how I left my 9-to-5 apprentice job as a joiner and slowly built up over time as a copywriter. Sure, there's like loads of little bits I've probably missed out, but that's kind of the big story. Hope that's useful. Any comments on this, or maybe it resonated with you? Let me know where you're at on your copywriting journey in the comments, and I'll respond back with a comment or even a video.